What's up, guys? Mr. Lee Redden here with episode number 8 of the career mode series. I have now completed the season instead of going the next 10 games like I normally do. I will explain why in a second. I'll still go through all the games like I normally would, so let's get straight into that. As you can see, to be quite honest, this second set of games has been absolutely appalling. We've won 5 out of 19 and drawn 4, so we've won 5, drawn 4, lost 10. So that's outstanding, especially including 5 in a row. So we start off against Brindisi. We beat him 3-1. Defende put us 1-0 up in the 27th minute, and then just on the stroke of half-time he doubled the tally to make it 2. He didn't double the tally because I just realised Gambino actually equalised for Brindisi. So at half-time we were 2-1 up. In the second half, De Laurentiis got 2 yellows in 2 minutes for Brindisi to go down to 10 men, and then 8 minutes later we made that extra man count with Girandi getting a third goal to put us 3-1 up, and then Ferreira got a second yellow card for us as well, and he got sent off, so it was 10 men each. We managed to hold on to take the 3 points. 20 shots to 6 in my favour. I had 9 on target to their 2, and they had 53% possession. I had 53% possession. We then followed that up by losing 5-3 at Barletta. Brugman put Barletta 1-0 up in the 14th minute. He then doubled our lead on the half-hour mark. Girardi then actually pulled us back to 2-1, and we went into half-time 2-1 down. Brugman completed the hat-trick to go 3-1 up. Girardi got one back to make it 3-2. Unfortunately, a penalty on the hour mark to got Barletta's 4 and Brugman's 4 for the game. 8 minutes later, Fabio Romeo put Barletta 5-2 up, and 3 minutes ago Girardi completed his hat-trick. Wasn't enough as we lost 5-3. 19 shots to 12 on target in their favour. They had 9 on target. Let me do that again. 19 shots to 12 in their favour. I had 9 on target to their 5. My 5, sorry. And they had 53% possession. This video has gone shocking. Can't get anything right at the moment. We then drew with Aversa Normana. De Luca put Normana 1-0 up on the 22nd minute, and we went into half-time 1-0 down. Girardi then equalised for us just 10 minutes into half-time. Into the second half, sorry, not into half-time. Jesus Christ. And then Luca Coretto was injured for Normana, but surprise, surprise, we didn't get a goal after an injury. Other way around, probably would have done. It's 11 shots to 4 on target in my favour. I had 5 on target to their 1 with 53% possession. We then followed that up with a 1-0 win away at Cerreto. Victor Nocente scoring the only goal of the game in the 27th minute to give us our second win in 4 games. 14 shots to 10 in my favour. I had 7 on target to their 5, and they had 52% possession. And unfortunately, this is where it started to go wrong. We lost at home 2-0 to Salernitana. Luigi Grassi put Salernitana 1-0 up in the 5th minute. We went into half-time 1-0 down. I had Girardi injured in the 58th minute, and then surprise, Nalini scored for Salernitana within 10 minutes of a player getting injured, and there's my point in proving. Player gets injured for the other team in the game before, but do we score? Do we hell? And in the next game, my player gets injured, they score. 13 shots to 9 in Salernitana's favour. They had 7 on target to my 5, and I actually had 51% possession. We then followed that up with a 2-0 defeat to Paganese. Ciro Emilio put Paganese 1-0 up in the 28th minute. We went into half-time still 1-0 down. And then Dino Fava gave Paganese the points 2 minutes into added on time. 11 shots to 6 in their favour. They had 5 on target to my 3, with 60% possession going their way as well. We then followed that up to lose our 3rd game in a row, and our 3rd game 2-0 against Regina. Piccone put Regina 1-0 up with just 10 minutes to go, and he then scored from the penalty spot in the added on time to give them a 2-0 win. 6 shots to 5 in my favour. I had 4 on target to their 3, and they had 54% possession. We then made it 4 defeats on the spin, losing 3-1 at Cursitana. Urbano put Cursitana 1-0 up in the 13th minute. Mancido then doubled their lead just 11 minutes later, and we ended up going in 2-0 down at half-time. And Catarano rounded off the scoring for Cursitana with just 7 minutes to go, and we then went down to our 4th defeat in a row. 10 shots to 7 in their favour. They had 6 on targets to my 1, and I had 56% possession. We then had our 5th defeat in a row at home to Catanzaro. Regione put Catanzaro 1-0 up just 10 minutes after half time. He then doubled the tally in the 63rd minute, and in an added on time, the other team made it 3 to send us to our 5th defeat in a row. 16 shots to 3 in Catanzaro's favour. They had 8 on targets to my 2, and I had 52% possession. We then finally managed to get a win. 1-0 away win at Taranto. Menicosa got injured for Taranto, but no, we didn't score within 10 minutes. There's no surprise. However, we did score with half hour to go for a Vintici penalty to give us our first 3 points in about 6 or 7 games. 13 shots to 6 in Taranto's favour, 3 each on target, and they had 52% possession. We then drew 2-2 at home to Latina. Schiappi put me 1-0 up on the half hour mark. 2 minutes before the whistle went for half time, Rodrigo pulled Latina level with a penalty. In the second half, Demontos put Latina 2-1 up just before the hour mark, and then with 15 minutes to go, Schiappi got his second of the game to make it 2-2. 12 shots to 6 in their favour. We had 5 each on target, and we had 50% possession, which isn't too bad. We then got our second win in 3 games, a 4-2 away win at bottom of the table Solano. Kevin Diaz put us 1-0 up in the 14th minute. Defending made it 2, just 12 minutes later, and then just 8 minutes after that, a Battonian goal put us 3-0 up. We went at half-time 3-0 up. Girardi then made it 4 just 6 minutes after half-time. Skirbo scored in the 70th minute and in the 74th to pull Solano back to within 2 goals, but we were able to hold out and ran out 4-2 winners. 15 shots to 7 in my favour. I had 8 on targets to their 5 and 56% possession. We then lost our first game for 3 games, losing 2-1 at Nocerina. Scalpi put us 1-0 up for a penalty, just 7 minutes to go before half time. With 6 minutes gone in the second half, Escobar put Nocerina level, and then he actually put them 2-1 up with 18 minutes to go. All this after their centre back Pambianchi got sent off after just 7 minutes. I had 16 shots to 5 on target, 16 shots to 5. I had 5 on target to their 2, 56% possession. We then followed that up with a 0-0 draw at home to Sozenza. Not much to obviously look at here. There's 10 shots to 6 in my favour. We had 2 shots each on target, and it's 50% possession again. We then followed that up with our final win of the game of the season, 6-1 hammering of Isolira. Alessio Greya put us 1-0 up in the 3rd minute. Girardi put us 2-0 up in the 18th. Now with just 10 minutes to go before half time, Verrucci made it 3. And just 2 minutes later, he made it 4-0. So we're 4-0 up at half time. In the second half, D'Angelo put one back for Isolira, but it wasn't to be, as a Girardi second with just 15 minutes to go. And then Kevin Diaz with just 4 minutes to go gave us a 6-1 win. Stats wise, there was 19 shots to 12 in my favour. I had 9 on target to their 5 and 51% possession. We then followed that up with a 2-1 home defeat to Frosinone. Carus put Frosinone 1-0 up in the 6th minute, and Stefani made it 2 on the half hour mark, and we went in 2-0 down at half time. And then Girardi pulled one back for us, but it was in added on time in the second half, and we weren't able to make any more chances. 12 shots to 7 in their favour. They had 5 on target to my 3, and they had a whopping 63% possession. We then lost 1-0 at high flying Lecce. Macaulay goal with just 24 minutes to go, giving the only goal of the game and the 3 points. 24 shots to 9 in their favour. They had 8 on target to my none. Despite that, I had 52% possession somehow. We then got our final point of the section, a 1-1 home draw against Vigor Lamazia. Bonate was injured, and for us with just 3 minutes gone. And in the 67th minute, Girardi was injured. Nocente put us 1-0 up in the 81st minute, but Malerba equalised for Lamazia in the 92nd minute to give him a point. 14 shots to 10 in my favour. I had 6 on target to their 5 and 61% possession. Final game of the season was a 3-2 defeat to Siete. Samari scored in the half-hour mark to push Ep8 1-0 up. He then doubled the tally just 8 minutes later to make it 2. So we went into half-time 2-0 down. Within a minute of the second half starting, he completed a 16-minute hat-trick to make it 3-0. Diaz pulled one back for us in the 66th minute. 8 minutes later, Girardi made it 3-2. We weren't able to make any more chances count and ended up losing the final game of the season. 14 shots to 15 in my favour. They had 8 on target to my 4, with 52% possession. So that is how the fixtures went, guys. Let's have a look at the table. And as you can see, I managed to survive going into the playoffs by, I would say goal difference, but that's a lie. So I'm actually saying it must be a head-to-head record. I know I won 1-0 at Sorrento there, and I won 3-1 at home as well. So thankfully, due to our head-to-head record against Sorrento, we actually avoided going into the playoffs. What it looks like is happening is these 4 teams will play each other. The losers will get relegated, and it would not surprise me if there's then a final, and then a loser of that gets relegated as well. So stats-wise for the players, Girardi was actually the 5th highest league scorer with 27 goals. And Kevin Diaz had a 63% shots on target ratio. How many goals did we actually score? Probably were like 40 or something. Wrong one. Stages. 70. Okay. We actually scored quite a few goals. Well, look at that though. Brindisi 113, Liri 107, and Solano 108 goals. So, yeah. That's interesting. And you've got Lecce on 98 goals. Cantazaro have gone up. And then we've got, who else have gone up? Perugia. And then in Serie C 1A, it's Lemazani. And then I think actually the teams from here, actually the playoff places actually play each other in the playouts, and then I think it's up to then what happens. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's have a look at some stats from my team. To be fair, I was only going to look at the goal scorers. I wasn't expecting someone to be, I mean that shows what it's like. Villapiani was the 2nd highest goal scorer on 19 behind Girardi. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually had everything else up, if he wasn't that far off. So yeah. So let's have a look at my record. I always like to have a look at my profile for the moment. I'm a regional manager. If I remember rightly, I think I've actually been offered, which I completely forgot. I think I've actually got offered the Falkirk job, or an interview for Falkirk, which I turned down. So that was a little different, to be quite honest. So let's have a look at Scottish Championship of Rangers. Finally got back into, so Rangers are now back into the Scottish Premiership, so it'll be interesting to see what happens after that. Oh wow, what's going on there? Oh wow, that is actually something I've always looked at, to be fair, and would like to see. Bottom team in Scottish League 2 now actually has to play a relegation playoff against someone. That's actually pretty cool. Be quite nice to actually see like the lesser teams like Formentine and teams like that in the in Scottish League 2. So basically we could actually have non-league Scottish teams in the Scottish Prem. So that'd be interesting. I'm not quite sure where the team comes from. I think Formentine are, I believe they're actually the Highland League. I'm not too sure, but they've obviously had some experience because they always Challenge Cup and Scottish Cup. But basically, guys, I'm actually going to show you one more thing before I announce why I've done the whole season pretty much. I want to see my bugger off. That one. So, I played 83 games, won 33, drawn 17, lost 33. Scored 162, conceded 152, and had a win ratio of 39 points and 1 club promotion. Woohoo! Or league promotion. So yeah, not too bad. Let's have a look at the biography. I would like to just play and see how that looks, to be fair, after like 10 seasons or something. So achievement, I got promoted in 2014. So it's not too bad. So basically, guys, I don't know why I've gone there or there. Anyway, so basically, guys, the reason I have done the season is I'm actually decided to stop this series. It's a little bit boring, to be honest, and also it doesn't seem to be it's basically not a highly watched series on YouTube, so I am going to stop this now. I've already got an idea for the new story. I'm going to basically any series I stop, I would like to have a story pretty much set up straight away or in mind by the time that happens. So in this case, I am happy to say I do, and that is going to be something along the lines of the San Marino Andorra challenges. So just to basically describe the San Marino and Andorra challenges in Italy, and I'll actually show you because I should be able to do it here. In Italy, is it Serie C? Is it Serie B or Serie C? See if I can find them. In Serie C, somewhere. This is where I'm going to look really stupid because I've actually got it wrong. There, we have San Marino, and surprise, surprise, they are actually based in San Marino, but they play in the Italian leagues. As you can see there, the nation is San Marino. Now, the San Marino challenge, basically, if I've got this right, is you take control of San Marino club, and you can take control of the nation, and is basically for you to get the San Marino nation and obviously the club as far as you possibly can. Now, to have the San Marino club used, that is where the main stuff comes in, obviously with their youth development and stuff like that, moving the San Marino nation forward. Now, the Andorra challenge is exactly the same thing. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to show it properly though, because there is a club from Andorra in Spain's second division B. They are known as Andorra CF or FC. I'm not too sure which way it is. Just seeing if they're there. I'm not really sure if they are or not, to be honest. I'm going to go out on a whim and see if they actually are in Serie or in the Liga Adelante, which I highly doubt. No. So it's the same there. You take control of the Andorran club in Spain and see if you can get Andorra as far as you can in competitions. Now, what I want to do is exactly the same thing, but with UEFA's newest member. That's right, boys and girls. I'm going to do a file in Gibraltar. Now, to basically say what that's going to be like, Gibraltar are now officially the smallest nation that is a UEFA member. I think I've got that right. There's a population is 30,000, 2,000 less than San Marino, which was the smallest, I believe. And basically, it sounds like their leagues are terrible. So my aim is basically to take control of a team in Gibraltar and the nation and see what I can do. Now, I'm going to show you that this is basically going to be a very, very, very tough thing to do, because, to be quite frank, Gibraltar are god awful on this. Here we go. Here, I'm actually going to see. Were they in the first season as well? I don't think they were. No, they start in the first season on FM. The Gibraltar's clubs do not take part in Europe, which is obviously this season. As of next season, they do. In the Champions League this season, we had Man United of Gibraltar take on Flora of Estonia, and they lost 5-0 on aggregate. Now, only 2 teams are allowed in Europe from Gibraltar. The winners go into the Champions League, and the winners of the Gibraltar Cup, which is actually known as the Rock of Gibraltar Cup, will go into the UEFA Cup. So we'll just see how they got on. Now, one of my other files, I believe it's a City one. Gibraltar's league clubs, it's not actually, no, scratch that, guys, sorry. It's the Salthill Devon, the unemployment one. They've struggled. The two teams that have made it into Europa League, admittedly, they've had a bit of a problem by the fact that for some reason they've both been drawn against Bayer Leverkusen. One of them lost 12-0 on aggregate. The other one lost 18-0 on aggregate. That's how bad it is. So we'll just see. There we go. We've got Lincoln, who lost 9-0 to I don't even know how you say that. Aral, I think is how you say it, from Switzerland. So they've obviously started horrifically. But we're going to show how even bad it is with Gibraltar's national team. Now, to show how bad it is, 2013, 1 goal against Canada, that was it. 2014, a goal against Georgia and a goal against Hungary in the friendly. 2015, one against Bosnia, actually in the Euro qualifiers. Now, we'll have a look at the under-20s and the under-19s. Surprisingly, the under-21s have beaten San Marino in a friendly and Kazakhstan in a friendly. And they've also been drawn in the under-21s qualifiers, where they've got Hungary, Holland, Switzerland and Wales. Under-19s. To be fair, the under-19s actually play quite a few games, because they always play, every year you've got the qualifiers for the under-19s. Now, they got a goal against Sweden, somehow. They beat San Marino under-19s. And those 3 goals, that one there and those 2 there, are the only goals they've scored. They haven't actually scored a goal in the under-19s for 2 years. Though they might have a chance against Singapore and Liechtenstein. Now, to basically, guys, to not only say how bad it is for this, in the 3 series that I've got on YouTube, that the national squad have not won a game in about 2 or 3 years on each. The under-21s, I believe, have won 3 games. And I think the under-19s here, that game is the only game the under-19s have actually won. Now, essentially, I think it's probably about 30 to 40 games between all, well, it's probably more than that, to be fair. It's probably about 40 plus games for all 3 Gibraltar sides. They've only won 5 or 6 between them. That is it. So it's going to be interesting. To be honest, for some reason, I'm actually quite looking forward to it, and I don't know why. I think it's going to take probably about 5 years for me to win a bloody game, let alone do anything. My first achievement was to actually score a freaking goal, let alone get a bloody win. So I'm just checking his Alan Bula. So he has been manager, I believe, of, where am I going? Of am I looking at the right one? Facts? Summary? Just trying to find out the history for these guys. And to be fair, I don't even think there's a whole. See, Danny Higginbottom is at Cheltenham. He's not well in this one. He's at Cheltenham. I don't even think they've got enough bloody players, to be quite honest. If you don't load up Gibraltar, they don't have at all. They've only got about 6. Most of them play in the lower Spanish leagues. So yeah, I'm going to stop rabbit on now, guys. So basically that is it. This project file is over, or the career mode is over. I'm replacing it with the Gibraltar challenge, which I know I'm going to regret within about fucking 10 minutes. But I can get that done quite quickly, because when I'm in, well, actually saying that, my aim is to be Gibraltar, and I'm going to take control of a club as well. Who that club is going to be, I haven't got a clue. I know there is 2 leagues in Gibraltar. I've actually got them set. I've got Gibraltar set up already. I've got most of Europe set up already. So this is going to be interesting to see how this fucking goes. Oh dear, I'm fucking stupid. First of all, apologies for the swearing, guys. I think it's just dawning on me what a stupid plan this is going to be. But that's it for this series, guys. Tune in for the beginning of the Gibraltar series. That will probably be like a 5-minute video where I just run through everything. It could be a little bit longer because I will be a club in Gibraltar, so it's going to be so bad. But basically tune in next time to oh my god, the next couple of videos, guys, I will actually be able to make sense when I'm talking. So tune in at next time. Oh my Christ, tune in next time for the first episode of the Gibraltar series. Until then, guys, I will actually try and sort out my bloody talking, but on your end, keep it steady or take it easy. So I can't even do that bloody properly. Till then, guys, take it easy.